Today, we're going to go beyond just being fluent. We're diving into 20 key phrases that are designed to take your English from simply being understood to being genuinely influential. Let's get started.
Does this sound familiar? You understand pretty much everything. You can express yourself, but you just feel stuck. You know exactly what you want to say, but the words you use don't have that professional polish you're really aiming for. If that's you, you are in the right place.
Just look at the difference in impact here. I mean, wow. Both sentences get the same idea across, right? But the one on the right, it just projects thoughtfulness. It projects confidence. And why is that? Because it signals you've actually weighed the options, instead of just dropping a blunt opinion. It shows it's not just what you say, but how you frame it.
So our goal today isn't just to be understood, is to be influential. We're making a big shift here, away from just basic vocabulary and towards strategic communication that really builds your credibility. And this right here, this is the core idea. This is not a vocabulary test. Think of this as a masterclass in finesse and nuance. It's all about choosing your words with, surgical precision to get a specific effect, whether you're trying to persuade, disagree, or just add some depth to a conversation. Okay, let's get into our first toolkit. Imagine you're in a pretty complex discussion where a simple yes or no just isn't going to cut it. You need to show everyone that you've thought about it from multiple angles. These phrases are your key. You see, each of these lets you present a much more balanced and thoughtful perspective. They signal to everyone that you're not just reacting, you're thinking critically. This shows a kind of intellectual humility, which psychologically makes people way more open to hearing your point of view, because you've already shown you can appreciate theirs.
Just think about this example for a second. Using "I'm inclined to believe" is so incredibly effective because you're acknowledging the value of the data, you're not dismissing it, while you politely carve out some space for your own professional opinion. It's such a powerful way to add your perspective without creating conflict.
All right, let's talk persuasion. You're in a meeting, you need to convince your team, maybe a client, that your idea is the way to go. It's not enough to be right, you have to be persuasive. So let's look at how to build a really powerful argument with your words. Think of these phrases as your verbal highlighter pen. They cut right through all the noise and direct everyone's attention exactly where you want it to go. They basically tell your listeners, hey, pay attention. This is the main takeaway, which makes your message so much more memorable and impactful.
Oh, I love this one. When you say, what this boils down to is, you're taking this big, complex discussion and you're just distilling it down to its essential truth. Ultimately, this phrase positions you as a strategic thinker, as someone who can find the signal in the noise and lead the conversation to a clear, logical end.
And now for a skill that is absolutely vital in any professional setting. How do you disagree without sounding, disagreeable? How do you challenge an idea without damaging a relationship? This next set of tools is so key for creating that feeling of psychological safety, where everybody feels respected enough to share what they really think.
These phrases are really the foundation of effective collaboration. They let you be honest, they let you assert your viewpoint, but you're doing it while showing respect for the other person. They strategically separate the idea from the individual. So you're critiquing a concept, not a colleague. And that builds bridges, not walls.
This is just a perfect illustration. Instead of saying your projection is wrong, which is super confrontational, I have a slightly different take, totally softens the challenge. It opens the door for a discussion rather than slamming it shut. It's basically an invitation to work together to find the best answer.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, and we have gathered some absolutely fantastic tools. But here's the thing. Just knowing these phrases is only the first step. The real magic, the real change, happens when you start applying them. So let's talk about how to actually make that happen.
If you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Sounding like an expert is not some innate talent that only a few people are born with. It is a skill, and just like any skill, you can learn it, you can practice it, and you can absolutely master it.
So how do you even start? Let's make it really, really simple. First, just pick one goal. Maybe you want to be more persuasive in meetings. Okay, great. Second, choose just 2 phrases from that section. Don't try to learn all 20 at once. And third, find a low-stakes chance, a conversation with a coworker you trust, and try them out this week.
That's the formula. Right there. You start small with just 1 or 2 phrases. As you start using them and it goes well, your confidence is going to grow. And as your confidence grows, you're going to start seeing real, tangible results in how people respond to you and your ideas.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. As you begin to master this expert-level English, what new doors is that going to open for you? A promotion? The chance to lead a new project? The respect of your peers? The possibilities? Well, they're yours to create.